I get them out their bed, I get them chasing their dream, I get them doing what makes them happy.
Yeah, I've always seen, not seen through you, but I've always seen like, this guy's clever as fuck, man. He's really, really smart.
It will sell. Yeah. And it did, mate. Yeah, 6 times over. Bam, 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 bam. I goes, bruv, that is not a coincidence. And I'm not even risking it to be a coincidence. And then it got to the point where I just didn't feel alive, bro. And it felt like my consciousness was like drifting.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Don Diaries, and today is a very special episode because I have my first guest on the podcast, and who better to start off the podcast than the GOAT, CAZ Milligan. CAZ, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Thank you very much for having me, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the time.
Good, and thank you for coming through. Obviously, I didn't realise you were through in Perth, so
I know, man.
I would have tried to set up a studio maybe a wee bit closer than that.
It's all good, man. It's only an hour drive and it's worth it.
No, I appreciate it, bro. And obviously, this is the first time that we're actually meeting as well. You know, I remember when I first started posting on social media that you were one of the first people to actually show me love when, I don't know, I only had about 5-10k followers. I remember you obviously commented on, I don't know if you commented on something of mine or you maybe messaged me, but I remember just seeing it and I was like, oh fuck, like CAZ Milligan.
I always try and do that, man, because I feel like there's a lot of creators that come up and then they feel like they just need to always try and speak to who's above them for them to grow and just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. But I always try and show love to people on the come up. I'm still on the come up as well. I don't want to sit here and say, I've made it. I'm still on the come up myself. But when I see like creators that are smaller than me coming up and breaking through and their content's actually good and I enjoy it, I will always show love. I've done it to quite a few boys. And I've noticed as well, and girls, I've noticed as well, I predict a lot of successes.
Yes, I like that.
So
Mystic
a lot,
Mac.
Yeah, like 90% of the people that I show love to, and I'm like, look, keep grinding, like I'm loving your content, keep going, stay consistent. 90% of them become successful.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, I just thought it was class because, I hadn't really been posting that long, and obviously I knew that who you were on social media. You were big, especially in Scottish kind of social media and stuff like that as well. So, it was cool to see, man, just when I first started kind of grinding it, that you showed me a bit of love, so I appreciate it, bro. Now, I want to get into the podcast and I want to go straight from the beginning. So, you grew up in a small town in Methil, is that correct?
Yeah.
I've literally never even heard of Methil before, so talk to me about that and about how it was growing up there.
Not a lot of people have heard of Methil, to be fair. It's a small town in Fife. It's just another scheme, man. Well, there's multiple schemes in Methil. It's arguably one of the shittest, deadest, roughest schemes in Fife. And but I'm blessed and I feel grateful for being brought up in a scheme though. There's so many like characteristics that you grow up having coming from a scheme. You're aware and stuff like that, so I'm glad that I came from humble beginnings, but that doesn't mean that I need to stay there for me to appreciate where I come from. I still wanted to make it out. I didn't want to grow up there. I didn't want to raise my kids there. I wanted to make it out, so I did. No,
and I think it's good when you come from that kind of background. You're either going to go two ways, aren't you? You're either going to just stay in that place and go down maybe bad paths or bad routes, but you've obviously used it to, better yourself and further your career and get out of that place as well. So it's just pretty much a big, massive scheme then,
100%. Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's bad, bro. It's bad. But see, because I was there, then I moved to Edinburgh, and now I'm in Perth, right? And Perth is nice, bro. There's no much going on. It's not a big city, but supposedly I'm in the roughest scheme in Perth now.
Right, okay.
Supposedly.
Right, okay.
But I'm in a brand new build.
You're a true scheme boy, bro.
I'm a scheme boy. I'm in a brand new build in a brand new estate, and people are like, oh, you're from here in Perth. I'm like, this is nice. People are leaving their bikes in their front garden, waking up, and it's still there. That's blessed.
That's the side of it. You're staying in a nice area, when you leave your bike in your front garden and you come home the next day and it's still there, man. That's class, man. So talk to me then, how long were you actually in Methil for? I take it you went to school there?
Right, so I was in Methil my whole life, up until I was 21.
All right, okay.
I then moved to London for a year, or maybe it was 22. Something of that. And then I moved to London for a year, and then that's when I was a creative director for brands down there, and then I moved back to Methil, back to my mum and dad's place, until just the start of this year. So like 9-10 months ago, and then I got with Gigi, moved in with Gigi in Edinburgh. We had an apartment there, and then Perth.
Now you're in a new place. Been enjoying
yeah.
all the updates, man. How's everything going with the
It's
house?
gone good, man.
Yeah.
I actually enjoying the updates. Like, I'm posting daily on TikTok and YouTube, and it's good, man. It's like a new journey, and it's like I'm spending money, right?
Yeah.
But it's giving me joy back.
Exactly,
Rather than spending money on, like, I don't know, you've got a few grand a month on bills and this, that, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Or you're spending it on materialistic things and you get bored after a week. But this is actually bringing us so much joy. I'm spending more quality time with Gigi. We're both enjoying it. We're having a laugh, and it's just good, man.
I like that, bro. That's cute, man. Like, I know I've never really looked at it like that. Obviously, I don't have my own gaff, but I'm hoping to potentially be moved out maybe in the next kind of few months or so. But yeah, you obviously take pride in it, and like you said, it must become almost like an obsession. Like you started off with nothing in the house, and now you're just building things and seeing it all come together. It must be pretty cool, man. So let's go back to then when you were growing up in school. Then what was CAZ Milligan like in primary school?
Primary school, bro, I just always grew up like, I was just, how can I say this without being cringe? Like the wee cheeky boy, do you know what I mean?
Exact same. Class clown.
Yeah.
Exact same.
In primary school, I never had an attention span. It was never great. I always just wanted to play around, and I never took it too seriously. But I don't remember too much from primary, I'm going to be honest. I was just a wee guy, innit?
Yeah, no, I was the exact same, man. Like you said, just a bit of a class clown, and I think, I was very chatty. Like, no matter kind of who you sat me next to, I would talk away to them pretty much the whole time. But what about then? Don't really remember much in primary, obviously, granted, you were a wee guy. So what about moving into high school then, when you're actually starting to grow up a wee bit, I suppose?
I hated high school, man. I really did. But I think it's because we touched on this briefly earlier. We're like the first generation to come up to, believe in ourselves and sort of escape the matrix. Basically, just, you don't need to work a 9 to 5 to make it in life. That's what I'm saying, right? And we were sort of the first generation to realise that. But I feel like we never realised that until my age group hit like 25 or like 23. It's like the past 5 years, I'd say, that's been like a major thing. But I'm talking 13, 14 years ago, I realised that. Like when I was 12 or something, I realised that. So when I was going through school, like high school in like first, second, third, fourth year, I was like, this is bullshit. Like it genuinely is bullshit. But nobody really, it wasn't normal to think that 14 years ago.
No, I know.
Like that was not normal.
Yeah, it's an early age to start.
100%. And then, so when I started saying stuff like that, people were like, come back down to reality. You need to get this apprenticeship. You need to get that. I'm like, I've got no grades. At this point, let's just say I'm 15 right now. I can't get an apprenticeship. I applied for like 50. Never heard back once, mate. Like, I tried it. I never even got a job at McDonald's, bro. I went for an interview at McDonald's and got set back. And some other girl with blue hair got the job. I'm like, bro, like what?
I know what's going on. I know how. I know.
But high school, I was not interested in it. I still obviously went. I was turning up and I was just getting on with it, just to basically keep my mum and dad happy. But I just knew it was not going to serve me in any way in the future. And I even tried telling teachers that, but they wouldn't listen.
Yeah, I was the same, literally the exact same as you. I think going into high school, primary school, I wasn't really misbehaved. Like I said, it was more just kind of being chatty, being a bit of a class clown, and that maybe carried on to the early kind of stages of high school. But yeah, I remember maybe getting to about third year, maybe fourth year, that I was the exact same. I was just in that mindset of like, what is the actual point in this? Like, I'm not doing anything that I want to do. I'm sitting in subjects that I'm never going to use in my life ever again. Things like maths, and I don't know. I'm not saying that obviously you need some sort of maths to a degree, but
you need the basics, bro, which you learn when you're 12.
Yeah, exactly.
And your mum and dad can teach you the basics in your spare time. We didn't need to go through hours every week and for years to know our times fucking table. We learn that in primary school. Algebra, Pythagoras, all this bullshit. If you're not becoming some sort of scientist or whatever, you don't need it. It's a wasted time. Like, since we're on the education, like, are you finished?
No.
Are you still talking? Sorry,
No,
bro.
no,
I could just rant on this.
Bro, chill.
So,
just go for it, man. Go for it.
Since we're on this topic, like, see, when I have kids, I'm going to pull, like, they'll probably either be homeschooled or I'm going to put them in private school.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
One of the two.
Yeah, for sure.
And if they go to any school, I'm pulling them out the subjects that are not going to serve them.
Yep.
Like, this is controversial, but if they're not going to pursue or enjoy history class, for example, know your basics about the world wars.
Yep.
Even though it's pretty much useless to know that.
Yep.
Why, like,
it's
low key,
done.
it's not going to help you anyway. It's done and dusted. Like, so you could maybe know some sort of basics just to hold a conversation when you're 40 talking about it, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, apart from that, I'm taking them out that class for the hour. I'll take them to the shop. I'll be like, right, buy this, manage the money, or here's how you deal with tax. I'll be teaching them life skills.
Bro, 100%. I say this to so many people, like, you know, there's so much stuff in high school that you do, and it's mind-numbing to pupils, but I think the people in charge don't actually realise that as well. And you're leaving school and you've never once been taught about a mortgage, like you said, about tax, about how to handle your money. Only up until recently I've actually started, you know, getting better at dealing with my finances. But 100%, if I was back in school and I actually had, you know, a class where I went to learn about that, it would have been a million times better. And you
100%.
Yeah, have your head screwed on with
100%. You'd literally leave school ready to become a millionaire.
Yeah, that's it. I know.
But they just don't want that, bro.
I know.
Like, the system cannot have that. And it's sad.
Yeah.
But me realising, like, my troubles through high school, like, I was a dick. Like, I got kicked out here, there and everywhere. But knowing my struggles and knowing that no teacher or no class or there wasn't a system put in place to cater for me as a future entrepreneur, I was like, right, I need to somehow pay my homage almost back to the schools now. So that's why I go into several schools now and I'll spend an hour speaking to the kids and saying, do you know what I mean? Do what makes you happy. Figure out the hobbies that you enjoy and go down that route, because you can monetize from it, you can make money from it and lead a life doing what you enjoy.
Yeah.
But I obviously don't persuade them to, like, be a prick about it. Still respect your teachers, still respect everybody in the classroom and stuff like that. But I go into these schools and, bro, low key, I'm just a good teacher. I go into these schools and become a teacher for an hour and I influence these kids, not to be disrespectful, but 10 times more than these teachers are, and they're spending every day with them for 7 years straight. I go in for an hour and they're left speechless. They're wanting photos with me, blah, blah. I give them, like, clothes and, like, I impact their life in that hour. And I feel like if I didn't go through my journey in high school, I wouldn't have been doing this. So, but then if I only went through that journey in high school because I had the mindset that I currently do, and school didn't have the system in place to cater to my mindset.
No.
So if school doesn't buckle up their ideas, my kids are not going to go to school. They'll get the basics and then it's off for life lessons.
I think some of the stuff that's getting taught in schools is just absolutely crazy, and that it's mental, man. It's mental. But
do you want to touch on some new subjects, or will we get cancelled?
Will we get cancelled? I don't know. There is actually something as well. I don't know if you've seen one of the schools. This was on the news, to be fair, so I suppose
let's talk about it.
We're talking about it. This was on the news, right? I actually seen this on the news the other day, that there is a girl identifying as a cat in a high school, and there's litter trays. There's litter trays in
the school,
in the classes for her, and that, because she's like identifying to be a cat, and you're just like, come on, man. Like, it's
a lot of shit. Do you know, I'm going to just clear up my name here, right? If you're a girl and you identify as a boy, cool. If you're a boy, identify as a girl, cool. I believe that you could be born into the wrong body.
100%.
I genuinely believe that, right? And I feel sorry for anybody that's gone through that. Like, that must be traumatic. And when you're as of age that's appropriate for you to transition, do it. Whatever makes you happy. But if you're identifying as a cat, and people are going along with it, you're going to develop mental illnesses. Like, you genuinely are, bro. And these people need to be catered and protected and have some sort of therapy or whatever put in place to realise you're not a fucking cat.
I know. but how mental does that even sound like the fact that we're even having a conversation about this. And I literally agree with everything that you say. I definitely believe that, you know, people are born into the wrong body, and genuinely heart goes out to them, because it must be such a crazy situation to go through. But yeah, like you said, I think there needs to be a line, man. It's like, listen, babe, stop licking your paws. Your paws in class, you know what I mean? You're not a cat.
I know, man, it's mad.
I know, it's crazy. So let's get back on topic then. So, after cats. So you leave school then. You mentioned that you'd moved down to London. Was that right after high school? Or,
No.
You left school then, I take it you had kind of no clue with what you wanted to do still? Or?
Well, no, I left school, I tried college. I dropped out of school early, tried college, dropped it, tried college again, dropped it. Got a job, was a labourer for a number of years, got jobs in factories. Then I was a pipe fitter for a year, and then it wasn't until I was a pipe fitter and I was on good money. I was walking away with like $1,000 a week, walking home after tax. And bear in mind, this was 8 years ago. So that's good money.
Yeah,
still is today.
Yep.
And I was like a year into the job, and I was on a job with one of the boys that I worked with, and he was like in his early 50s, which isn't that old. And he was struggling to get back up off his knees for a job that I looked at him and I was like, that's me.
Yeah.
In like 30 years, if I stick to doing this, I do not want that to be me, bro. And I thought, he's on the same money as me, and he's in his early 50s.
Yep.
And I'm 20 at this point. So if I'm looking at that, I have zero increase in life.
Yep. Zero progression.
Zero progression for the next 30 years, because I'm going to end up being 50 on the same wage as the next 20-year-old, and I'm going to be struggling to get off my knees. I thought, fuck this, packed it in.
And so just seeing that guy, that was the turning point.
I was off ski, mate.
Were you?
I ended up getting another job as a labourer again, in the oil and gas industry. I was on good money again, like 800 quid a week. And I was on the night shift, and they were like, the warehouse is massive. And they were like building some jacket or something for an oil rig. They're like, just sweep the floor. Spent like an hour and a half, sweep the whole floor. Done. What's next? There's constantly dust dropping. Sweep it again. No. Fuck this. I'm off ski. Dropped the brush, walked out. I'm off ski, bro. Yeah. That was it. I've never worked a day in my life since.
Yeah, and I was kind of not like a similar situation, but I worked in a bank when I left school, and I just knew, mate, that like, yeah, ever since I grew up, I've never sat there and said I want to work in an office. And obviously that's fine to people that do want to work in an office and do, but it was just never for me. And the last straw for me, right, listen to how crazy this was. I drink a lot of water, right, and I went to the toilet, and basically, I kept going to the toilet, whatever, but it wasn't like obsessive or anything. And I came back, and I get pulled into the room for like this disciplinary that I didn't have a clue that was happening. And they were like, oh, do you know why you've been pulled in here? And I'm like, nah, I've been going to the toilet too much. And I was like, all right, don't really think I have been. I was maybe going for like 3 minutes outside, like my break time or whatever. And they were like, yeah, so why is it, do you think, that you drink a lot of water then? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, why do I drink water? Obviously I need water or I'm going to die. Do you think you could try and cut it down a wee bit? And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, you seriously aren't telling me. And everything was just so stacked to everything, and I felt like I had like a pair of eyes on me like 24/7, and I was the same, man. I was just like, fuck this, I'm out of here, man. Like, I think when you're young, like there's too many young people nowadays that are just like, you know, settling for the situation that they're in just now. And I think, listen, if you are, you know, still living with your mum and dad, you've got a roof over your head, and you're not in a career that you don't want to be in, leave it, man. Leave it. I know you need to, like, because then people come back and they're like, oh yeah, but I'm making like all right money and all that, and you're like, but no wage a month is worth your mental health. Because, mate, I was waking up every day just being like that, the same as you probably, like, fuck this, I don't want to do this, man. Do you know what I mean? And too many people are just, too comfortable. Obviously there's people, don't get me wrong, that are maybe older and they've got kids and, you know, maybe not as fortunate, and, you know, they couldn't leave their job. But I think if you're young and you're not enjoying it, you've got to get out of there, man. 100%.
But even for the older people listening, because I don't want somebody being, say, 45 or 50 and just hearing that, like, oh, I'm too old, I can't do it.
Yeah.
There's always time.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, even a lot of these adults have a shitload of excuses, and they think that they could just land out on me because I'm younger than them and they've got life experience. I do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
I could guarantee you these 40-year-olds that say, I've not got time or I've not got this and I can't leave my job. You'll probably watch Netflix every hour at night time once your kids are in their bed. Fuck the Netflix off, get to work. Replace your job.
For sure,
There's always time.
For sure.
Oh, but I've not got time. How often do you sleep? 8 hours, cut it down to 7, there's an extra hour. If you really fucking want it, you'll make it.
No, I like that. It's like I don't know, it's like a kind of grinding mindset.
Exactly.
I've never heard anybody say that about the sleep thing before. Less sleep, more time to work, but...
It's true, and I know like that's maybe controversial to you because you're in the like health industry and obviously sleep is important. I understand that. Sleep's important once you're in a position to sleep the hours you're needed. But if you want to make it in life, you need to eat shit. And by eating shit means less sleep if needed. Of course, I'm not saying sleep for 2 hours and eventually die.
I get what you're trying to say,
but
obviously.
If it means that you need to sleep 6 hours a day for 2 years of your life, so be it. 2 years time, you can enjoy your sleep. Go up to 9 hours the rest of your life, but you'll have the flexibility to do so.
No, I like it, man. I like it for sure. So you then left that place, and then what happened? Obviously, you said that you went down to London, but...
Yeah, so I fucked around for a bit. I was like drinking, all this stuff. And then I got the opportunity for London. I went down, spent a year working there, and that's when I developed more of this mindset. Now, from an early age, I'm talking 12 years old, all the way through high school, I obviously had some sort of mindset knowing that I was going to be great. But when I got to London, one of my mentors down in London, basically the boy I was working for, he was like, look, start watching this guy, look into this is entrepreneurship, this is what we can do, this is our revisions, blah, blah. And it opened my mind. I'm like, right, this is what I've been missing. So I was able to spend a year with that, just sort of be a sponge and really open my mind. And then I came back up and then I was fucked around again. Because I got fucked about basically, right?
When you were down in London?
Not really fucked about, bro. He just sort of made the wrong decision, I would say, in my opinion. Basically, he got rid of me when things got cushy in his businesses. But then he wanted me back a few months later because without me, bro, it just wasn't working as good. So came back up Scotland, and then I started fucking about again because I was kind of pissed off because in London I thought I made it. I would like phone my dad, like, Dad, we're cushy.
For life.
Made it, bro.
For life, Do
you get me? Like, give me a couple years, it's done.
So what were you doing in London then? What was it?
So I was a creative director for 2 brands. It was originally 1 brand, but then me and the guy started the second brand, and New York for photo shoots, like, it was cushy.
It sounds good.
Financially, I was still broke. And by the way, to everybody listening, I don't want... This story's been told a few times, but I never got lucky. I never, you got this opportunity. No, I fucking worked for it. I went down to London in my overdraft, minus, no just no money, I was minus, I was in debt. I went down with like 3 outfits and nowhere to stay. I was sleeping in his girlfriend's floor whilst him and his girlfriend was on the bed in the same room. And then I would hop between that and his grand spare room. And I had no money. I was on under minimum wage, but I'd done what was needed to gain experience and contacts. And then I moved back up. But why I wanted to elaborate on that is because people want to make it so bad, and then they get an opportunity of like, oh, but that's under minimum wage, or that's not enough money and I'm worth this, or that's... Who gives a fuck?
I know. And I think you need to, obviously, with what you just said, you need to take risks for them.
You need to.
Yeah, for sure.
People are just people are so soft these days that they just feel like everything should be handed to them. Oh, you want to make it? All right, well, here's a job and here's the pay that you've always dreamt of. That's not going to happen. Again, you need to eat shit. And I ate shit. So then, that was my London experience. I've elaborated on it quite a few times. But
And then you come back from London then, and what happens? Once you go from London and then you're back to
the
Methil,
scheme.
is that right? Back
to the scheme.
That must have been a bit. That was like me coming home from Dubai on holiday and then coming back to Renfrew, man. It's like it messes your head a wee bit.
Oh my god, I was fucking so down, man. Like, even because I smoked at that point as well. So even if I just step outside in Methil for a cigarette, I just hear nothing. I'm like.
It's like that. It's like that picture. Who's the picture of that actor? And he just looks so stressed when he's standing with a snout. Is it Ben Affleck or something?
Fuck knows, man. But that's me.
Yeah.
So I was so down, man. And then I just like, fuck it. I'm just going to party again. So I ended up going out again, like just gone down the wrong path completely. But then that ended up leading to the depression shit that I elaborated in my documentary.
Yep.
And then that whole journey started, which was fucking scary.
Scary, man. And that's actually something that I 100% wanted to talk about after watching your documentary, because there was a part in it you were obviously talking about you were going out all the time. And how long was that lasting for when you were going out? Like,
on and off for like 4 years.
Was it? Right, okay, so a long time.
So like London was in between that.
Yeah.
So like when I was in London, I was hardly gone out. But I was home every 2 weeks for a weekend. And then so before London, it was crazy. It was like 2 years of pure party. Then it was London, no as much. And then came back, then it was party again.
And when you say partying, are you talking about like going out on a Saturday night? Or are you talking about like every day?
No, like, so you'd have like a student night on a Tuesday, and then you'd go to a different city for student night on a Wednesday, then Thursday, then it was the weekend. So I'd get my boys on the Friday, then the Saturday, then it was student night again on Sunday. And then Monday was like the rest day, bro.
The rest day from the booze, man. No, that is insane to me, man, because see when I go out, like I do drink, but like not really that often, to be honest with you. Like, see if it's like a big night out or like one of my pals' birthdays or something, I'll go out, and see when I go out, I'll proper go for it, and then that's me like just scunnered with booze for honestly like a good month or two after that. But yeah, you were just going like out every single night, just going ham, man.
Pretty much, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like before London, it was like, I thought that was a dream.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, we grew up with like Dan Bilzerian on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Then I'm like, oh mate, all these girls, the drink, like all this happening.
The lifestyle.
So I was like getting up at like 1 PM, and then I just get ready, go out to a restaurant, have a late lunch, pint.
Yeah.
Vodka.
Yeah.
Phone me up, where are you? You ready? I'll be at yours at 5. 2 bottles of vodka, let's party. But so I wasn't like a dark, depressing, I'm disgusting type sessions.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm living like a king type sessions.
It wasn't like you're in somebody's, I don't know, kitchen like every single
it wasn't
morning.
that.
So you were going out enjoying yourself, but yeah, that's obviously going to catch up to you in a point. So that's what I wanted to talk about in the documentary. You spoke about how many times you were going out and whatever, partying, and then you woke up one day and felt pretty weird, man.
So weird.
Yep.
It was scary, man. So randomly, I just woke up and I felt like disorientated. I felt like so hollow. That's a good way to describe it. Like my body felt so hollow. It's like I didn't have a soul, bro.
Yep.
And I was just thinking, what the fuck is this feeling? It's like, see when you're really hungover and like on a calm down, and like you need to like shake your head to come back to reality.
Yeah.
I was shaking my head and I wasn't coming back to reality. So I was like, right, this is a bit weird and scary. I feel fucked. Hopefully it's just a hangover. And then day 2, it was worse. Day 3 was worse. Next week, worse. And then it got to the point where I just didn't feel alive, bro. And it felt like my consciousness was like drifting, and I would like, it's like I would almost see it gone away, and I was trying to grab it and put it back in my head, bro. That's like a good way to explain it. And I was just gone insane. Like I was losing my mind, and it was fucking weird. I was hallucinating. This lasted months as well. So I was hallucinating. I was obviously gone insane. I was started pure thinking that I was gone through like this pure mad diet. Like, I still to this day, I cannot explain it.
Yeah, and
it's so scary.
It's weird, man, because I obviously spoke in a third podcast about it, and I was pretty much the exact same. And when I heard your documentary, I was just like, that's crazy, because you said in a documentary you've never found anybody that's felt similar. And I always said that to everybody, because no matter like who I was saying it to, like my mum, my dad, or whatever, I couldn't even put it into words what it actually felt like that was happening to me. And I was the same. I was always like one of these guys that was like, oh, I'll never have like anxiety or anything like that, or I'll never be like pure down. I was the same. Anything. Yeah, like and in a way, like, I'm not that I'm kind of happy that it's happened, but I feel like I can understand people like a lot better now and understand their problems, whereas before I was maybe a wee bit naive, like, not that I didn't believe people, but maybe when people spoke about it, I couldn't really relate to them and didn't understand. But I was the exact same, man. Like, I was doing like a fitness photo shoot since like the 1st of January to about the end of May, 1st of June. So do you know what that is? Like the fitness photo shoots that you do, and it's like,
I kept up with your journey.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to like go off track at all, like with meals or, you know, going out and enjoying yourself. But that was also like the time that like my business was starting to pick up, and that was the time that it was like the heaviest. So at the time that I was like the most busiest, and you know yourself, you get 1,000,001 thoughts running through your head. I then didn't really have any kind of like outlet, you know, to go and enjoy myself. And then that just all came like pure, I don't know, like building up on me. And I was sitting there and I was just like, stood up and I was in my kitchen and I'm like, bro, I honestly feel like I'm dying. Like, it felt like my body was like shutting off, and I felt like, I don't know, like my legs were going so weak all the time. I couldn't walk about without feeling that I was going to faint, and I was dizzy all the time. And like you said, I'm then like looking things up and trying to find somebody that went through similar. I couldn't find it at all. And yeah, it's a pretty scary experience.
So scary, man. And so I think mine's lasted like maybe just under 6 months. And then even when I started like coming to terms with it, like, for example, say my dinner will be ready and I went and ate with my mum and dad maybe like once a week. See, when I was like through the dining room and eating, I'd like try and be normal, because I was too scared to even think about it, never mind speak about it. So I just kept it in. I was trying to be normal and like asking questions like, oh, how you been, son, blah, blah. And I'm like, no bad. I'd try and scran this as fast as I could, and then boom, back to bed. Yeah. That's like my safe place.
I know that's the only place that you felt good and you didn't feel like you were going to die.
Well, it was just more like I felt safe. Yeah. Like, I know I'm still going to like feel like I'm dying, but I'm in my bed, I'm cushy.
Yeah.
And then I started like forcing myself to walk to the shop, but then I would be in my bed and then bam, I'd be in the shop, and then I'd start freaking out because I just blacked out the whole walk. So the shop at my mum and dad's, it's like half a mile down the road, and I'd just walk, and then I'd black out the whole time, and then I'd just come back to reality, and I'm in the shop looking at juice. Yeah. I'm like, how the fuck did I get? So I'd rush out the shop and I'd sprint home back to my bed. Yep. I'm like, I look like a freak in public. And then I got slightly better and started forcing myself to like go out in the car and drive. But then I was too scared to go over the bridge over to Edinburgh. So like, right, I'm now just in Fife. Like, now I only feel safe in Fife, which I thought, right, this is progression, because I was only safe in my bed. Now I'm safe in Fife. So then I was like, right, let me just keep driving to Starbucks every day. And then I was like, let's do it at night time because it's dark. And then I was like, anxiety. So I was like getting used to that. And then the Starbucks video. Yeah, that was during that time.
It wasn't.
That was during that time, bro.
No way, man.
I swear.
That was actually one of the questions that I wanted to ask you, because I think the first time I ever seen you was the Starbucks, the chocolate.
Bro, everybody's first time seeing me was
man, I know. And I say chocolate all the time now, man. Like, but yeah, that was the first video that I seen of you, man, and I seen you kind of blow up from it. So yeah, talk about that, man.
So that was during that time.
That's crazy.
So that's when I was like driving back and forth trying to get like help my anxiety, and then I thought, fuck it. I've always been grafting on social media. I never got lucky. I don't know. In fact, I do not believe in luck.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And I want to have a conversation with like an entrepreneur who's like a billionaire, because they mention luck quite a lot. But like everybody gets the results from working hard. Mm-hmm. There's no luck in working hard.
Yeah.
Some people, right place, right time. No, I fucking worked hard to be in this place at this time.
Yep.
That's what I believe. Yep. So anyway, I was working hard on social media, trying to make it for like 4 or 5 years.
Posting what? Like,
just normal, just being a guy, bro. Do you know what I mean? Just normal influencer and stuff like that. So driving back and forth, try to help my anxiety, and then I thought, fuck it, I'm going to post about my Starbucks order just randomly. And bro, what the fuck? That changed my life,
it
mate.
Blew up, man.
Who would have thought? So when it started blowing up, I was still going back and forth to Starbucks every day just to help my anxiety. Park up, look at my phone, Twitter's gone crazy. Like, fuck, this is mad. So I was like, right, cool. I'll leave it for a week, people forget, or I double down. Fuck it. This is my chance to make it. Starbucks in my hand, phone up, chocolate, mate. And I just kept going, over exaggerating my accent, playing into people, playing into the haters, tweet. I was viral on Twitter every single day for like 2 years straight. Yeah. I didn't have a Twitter account. Who else does that, bro?
I know, that's great. The only person that I know, well, Andrew Tate does have a Twitter account. I was going to say
he's got a Twitter account. He's got Twitter.
Yeah. So people were talking about you and you weren't even on the platform pretty much. But that's just, it's so insane. Like wee things like that can just, especially, do you know what I was just thinking there? And I never knew that story, that, you know, the times that you were going through, the difficult times, was when you then went to Starbucks and done that. To me, I believe then, is that like, you know, somebody giving you know what I mean?
So this is the answer, right? This will answer your question. I'm no religious, right? Are you?
I'm now.
You are now?
Only this year.
Right. I believe in God.
Yep.
But I don't follow a religion.
Yep.
But I never ever believed in God my whole life. But when I was going through that dark time, there was a time where I was, my mind was gone. I goes, right, I'm going to sleep. If I wake up tomorrow and I'm no better, it's done. Yep. Like, I planned it.
Did you?
To end it, right? That's how scared I was, bro. Every day, sweating, shit. This is me daily in my bed, like.
Yeah.
Mind gone crazy, losing consciousness. It was stupid, bro. So that night, I was like, fuck it, I've tried everything. I got on my knees, bro, and I cried and I begged God. I was like, please, if you hear me, if you are, answer my prayers. This is my last chance. This is my last time ever. This is my last night on this planet. But if you're real and you save my life and give me a second chance, I'll snap all my cigarettes and I'll never drink alcohol again in my life. I went to sleep, woke up better.
Yeah, man.
I goes, bruv, that is not a coincidence. And I'm not even risking it to be a coincidence. Yeah. I woke up, snapped my cigarettes, never touched alcohol again in my life. And then it must have been a week, 2 weeks later, chocolate cream.
Bro, I'm not going to lie, man. I've actually got goosebumps. I get pure chills hearing that.
Mental,
mate.
That
is crazy, bro.
And I goes, that's not a coincidence.
Nah,
and I'm not even risking it. I'm never smoking a cigarette and I'm never touching alcohol again, because what if I go back on that promise and I go away and smoke a cigarette or I take a drink of alcohol? Mm-hmm. God could then just be like, oh, well, fuck it. Bam, back in that state.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So,
man.
bro, all glory to God, man.
For
still
sure,
to this day, I pray every morning and I thank Him for waking me up every day, for the opportunities that come, and every night for giving me such a good day.
Yeah, and I love that, man. I think a lot of people have got such a, I don't know, see, like, nobody would really talk about going to church or whatever, in case people thought, oh, he goes to church. Like, that's pure weird. But yeah, I think that a lot of people turn to God when they're in a really, really bad situation. I was the exact same, mate. Like I said, I've only really been religious like this year, and it was when I found out I had like a lump on my neck, and that's what I was basically kind of going through. That's what kind of started like my whole anxiety periods as well, because I seen this, and it was like months and months and months of waiting about and going to different doctors, and I was like, shit, I'm dying. I'd literally just convinced myself that I was dying, like no matter what. And that's when I like, I was praying, like you said, praying as well. And then, yeah, I got the results back and it was nothing. And then since then, I have not slipped away from it, but like, I've not, you know, like you said, cut out, like, you know, alcohol or cigarettes, what it was for you. I do feel like I want to get a wee bit more like committed to it and learn more about it, because I've been a Catholic pretty much all my life, but I didn't ever go to church, to be honest with you.
Right.
Up until this year as well. But, yeah, man, like, I don't know, like, that honestly just gave me chills, but and I think that was maybe like his sign to you, like that honestly,
100%.
without sounding, this is going to sound crazy, but you going to Starbucks and just doing that and then looking at your phone and it blew up, and it's like, whoa, that's like helped you get out a very, very bad situation.
Very. I know, it's crazy. And I feel like that's why, like, as well, when I pray to God, right, I thank Him for, like, paving such a perfect path for me to be the man I am today, right? Throughout giving me the belief throughout high school, knowing that I'm going to be great, to put me through the party stage, to then putting me into the dark place, to then say, right, no more party shit. I gave you it to enjoy it, but it's done.
Yep.
Now it's time to go back and make this guy happy. It was in high school.
Yep.
So go fucking get the dream.
Yeah.
And then now he's giving me the dream.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. For sure. Pretty powerful stuff, man.
I know.
Powerful stuff
So,
as well.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, that is crazy,
It's
bro.
crazy.
I never knew that. Like, obviously, seeing that you done the chocolate cream bit, it then goes to show as well, like, not to just take everything you see on social media as first glance, because people would have been seeing you thinking, oh, you're, having a laugh or whatever, posting that, but only like a week ago you were planning on pretty much taking your own life as well, bro. That's insane, man. Insane. And the chocolate cream then, that whole video came about, and that's pretty much what blew you up then. Yeah, I take it obviously you get a lot of haters, man.
Oh my God.
A lot of haters,
for some reason, bro, I'm the most hated in Scotland.
Yeah.
But Drake is the most hated rapper. Guess what? He's also the biggest.
Yeah, it's bro. Come on, I love that shit, bro. I love that shit, bro. Honestly, but that's I said. We were obviously talking before the podcast started, and yeah, I've always seen not seen through you, but I've always seen like this guy's clever as fuck, man. He's really really smart, because I think a lot of people look at you and yeah, they slag you or whatever, or they give you hate, but they don't realise that you're just like capitalising on what worked for you, and then you're just rinsing it, and people are buying into it. But guess what? It makes you bigger, obviously.
100%.
So.
And see, the only reason I don't get upset with the hate is because you cannot hate on me for doing anything negative, because I've never done anything negative on social media. I'm a human being, of course, like my past, like I've got some negative shit, but like there's not one bit of bad content out there of me being a dickhead or being really controversial or me being negative, bro. There's just not. If you really look at my content, it's either me being daft on TikTok, portraying a character for entertainment purposes, which never says anything bad, never promotes anything negative, and only promotes positivity. So you could hate on him because maybe you don't like the character. Fair enough. But when people judge me and say, what's CAZ Milligan like? Oh, he's an arrogant prick. Why? Tell me.
Yeah.
Explain to me why I'm arrogant.
Exactly.
Oh, because you say you're the best, blah, blah, blah. Are we not being brought up to believe in ourselves? Yeah. Are we not being brought up by parents and teachers to be like, be confident, be the best version of you, and go be great?
Yep.
I'm sorry that I've just molded my life to be great.
Yeah.
And I'm not at my fullest potential. I'm still on my come up. So I'm going to be even greater. So if you hate it now, block me, because I'm going to be the greatest.
Yeah, I like that shit, bro. And yeah, it's such a good mindset to have as well. I've always spoke about like Scotland. It doesn't seem to be a problem in England at all. Like I go down to London quite a lot, and just speaking to people down there, it doesn't seem to be a problem down here. But I spoke about in the last podcast that, you try to do anything that's outside the norm in Scotland, maybe Ireland as well, that you just get labelled as an absolute loser, man.
I know.
A loser. And it's like, well, who's the loser? I see you're winning. You've got businesses. You've just got your own house with your girlfriend. Like, I don't see any losers here, man. You know what I mean?
I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I do, because I also feel bad on haters, right? But I literally had this conversation on my live stream last night. When someone says, oh, but you're arrogance, for example. And I'm like, but people pick and choose what content they want to see. I've got a documentary that's like 35 minutes long. Humble, depression, anxiety, basically just saying that I was such a failure my whole life.
Yep.
I've got maybe 10 plus hours of me being guests on podcasts, being like this, humble, raising awareness on certain situations, spreading a positive message to chase your dream, be happy, blah, blah. I've got hours of me being in primary schools, spreading positivity to the kids. I've got all of these hours upon hours of footage of me being a good human being. But you just disregard that and judge me from a 15-second TikTok because of the character I was playing for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
How could you judge my human, like me as a person, judging a character online, but you don't want to judge that person?
Exactly.
And that's why I cannot get upset. It kind of annoys me because it's like, use your fucking common sense. Like, is society that dumb? That's the only reason I get frustrated, because it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, take an IQ test, bro, and if it's no above 4, I'm no speaking to you.
Yeah. Shit, how are you speaking to me? But not like, I 100% agree with everything that you just said, and I obviously watched the documentary as well, and anybody that's not watched it, I would honestly recommend it, man, because it shows that, you know, people, like you said, will just take you at first glance and think, oh, he's just, you know, grew up like this, and he's had a heavy class life all the time, and he's not been through, you know, any hardships or anything like that. But I mean, you have, and talking about the documentary, something that nearly brought me to tears was when you were speaking about your big brother, which is something obviously nobody knew about you as well, which, yeah, I can't even begin to imagine what I must have felt like having an idol like that to then, yeah, never see him again, man.
It's crazy, man. It's fucked. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody just thinks, people think I come from money. Like, I grew up in a council flat.
Yep.
I do not come from money. When we were in the council flat, my dad was a lifeguard on minimum wage, and my mum was like stacking shelf in Asda or something. Just a normal family, bro. Just like everybody else. And then my dad just worked hard, changed his career path in his like mid-40s maybe, and then he got into the oil and gas industry, and now he makes all right money. But he only works a few months of the year through choice.
Yep.
Because he's happy with like, right, I'll need to graft and hate life for maybe 3-4 months, but I'll just take the rest of the year off.
Yeah.
So, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, I've watched my mum, I've learned so much from my parents, but I had to become an adult and mature to realise that, because when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna go with my pals. You don't care, man.
Yeah.
But then like, even just seeing my mum and dad like work as hard as what they needed to do to bring up me and my brother, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like seeing like both my mum and my dad, they've both been through depression, they've both had anxiety, but they still had to work multiple jobs to bring us up. They wanted to get us out the council flat and put us in a nice home. Boom, they done that. Eventually that happened. And then they've brought me up perfectly. And I'll always give credit to my mum and dad as well. Yeah,
I said the exact same in the first podcast as well. Give so much credit that I'm so thankful and lucky to have proper supportive parents. You know, not everybody does as well, that have always been supportive through everything. But humble beginnings, bro, for sure.
100%.
For sure. Let's talk about something on a more positive note then. This year, or was it this year, or maybe last year, you were involved in TikTok beef. A lot of TikTok beef, and there was a certain boxing match happened. Well, it was going to be happening as well.
Yeah.
What happened with all of that? What happened to that?
Bro, so I remember like when I blew up with the whole chocolate cream thing, Mark Hamilton tried to capitalise on it and take the piss out me because he was also coming up as well. Cool, let's box. So that was like 3 years ago, like 2.5 years ago. Cool, let's do it. I'm the one going out, events, blah, 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 try to sort it. Boom, he backs out. Cushy, I'll just go on with my life. I don't need it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So I cracked on, became more successful, grinding, blah, blah, blah. And then again, 6 months ago, I'd say.
I think so, yeah.
Everybody wants to beef me again because everybody fell the fuck off and I never.
I like it, bro. So
simple as that.
Who was beefing you then? You had Mark?
Everybody. We had Mark Hamilton, we had Ravy Davey, we had 5-0, we had fucking a bunch of other people that I don't even want to just give them credit or any clout at all.
And was that like to set up a boxing match for them? Because see, personally, I'm actually kind of a wee bit disappointed that it didn't go through. Because like I feel like, again, we kind of spoke about this before the podcast started, but see, up in Scotland, man,
there's nothing.
There's fucking like nothing going on up here, man.
And that's another thing, we're going to tap into hate again. The only reason I wanted to do this, right, the whole boxing shit, was bring entertainment to our country. There's a few reasons, but that's a big one, right? So I'm trying to bring this to the people. Then the people hate on me. But I get it, it's entertainment. You need to sort of take a side if you want to be involved, right? So it's like, cool. Mark Hamilton pipes up again. Let's do it. Let's make it happen this time.
Yep.
I'm the one talking to events companies. I'm on the phone daily making shit happen. I sort out the financials. Everything's set up. Me and Mark, by the way, this wasn't public, but me and Mark were on the phone behind the scenes. We weren't the boys.
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah.
It was just like, look,
sort it, yeah.
Aye, are you happy with this money? Aye, right, I'm cool with this money. Let's do it. By the way, this is going to happen. This is cool. Let's right, let's go live tonight, by the way. Sound. Still fucking hate you, but we'll see you live. And then, you know, I don't hate anybody, bro. Ravey Davey, Hawaii 5-0, it's business.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All these other wee guys coming up that wanted involved. Cool, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Let's make everybody happy.
Dentist Grandon should be on the card.
100%, bro.
Yeah,
Let's get everybody involved.
Get sparked out in my home country.
Let's make it happen.
What if I fell out a boat, mate, like this?
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
So, like, I wanted, like, singers involved, DJs involved, like, I wanted to get as much Scottish creators involved as possible because I wanted to bring the country together. I was the one that got hated for it. Cool, I'll take it on the fucking chin. Let's make this happen, blah, blah. A few months down the line, what happens? Fucking backs out again. I don't want to get into it, it's not my business, but I think Mark's gone through something right now. Crack on with it. But again, it's annoying because people then see me as, oh, you chat shit about boxing for clout and it never goes ahead.
Yeah.
I try to make it go ahead. Trust me, I will do it next week if need be.
Yep.
The only and then I'm like, oh, but everybody ducks me. Oh, but 1,000 people call you a day and they've got 5 followers.
I know. I was
and I'm not even want to be a dickhead by saying that, but you need to sell tickets.
Yeah,
it needs to make sense.
Yeah,
the biggest fight in Scotland is me and Mark Hamilton. End of discussion.
Yeah.
We've had 3 years worth of public beef. It's meant to happen twice already. It should happen.
Yeah.
But
it is what it is, man. Hopefully it does happen. I think it would be good for Scotland, man. Like
it would be amazing, man.
Yeah, it would, man. It would, because there's, like I said, man, there's not a lot going on up here.
Fuck all.
No. So let's then talk about your entrepreneurship then.
Yeah.
So we get kind of London and all that done out the way. We get all the partying finished.
Yeah.
We start blowing up in social media. Is that then when you go and start your own brands?
Yeah, so came back from London, went in that dark place, and then but that dark place allowed me to think so much. So that's when I actually thought about my brother, my biggest brother, disappearing, and I thought, fuck, that's maybe why I've got these trust issues, and that's why I've got this.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like so much shit came from that traumatic experience that I just ignored and turned a blind eye to it for over a decade. Yeah. So, and then I was able to just think about so much. So I was like, right, cool, I've got the experiences from London and stuff like that and the contacts, let me just start my own brand. I just built other brands to a decent size, so let me just do it myself. Yep. So Ligan is the second half of my surname, but it also means it's the saviour of something that's wrecked. I was wrecked, hoping it would save my life, and it did. Okay. Of course, God saved my life, but that gave me a purpose. Cool, let me start this brand. This point, I think I've maybe got like 300 quid in the bank, right? So I'm like, fuck, that's not enough money. How can I start this? So I've always loved sunglasses, right? My pal Kami, exactly.
Let me put them on, man.
Put them on, bro.
Let me see what I look like on these. Well,
see, bro, you've already... It's sunglasses just make people look like superstars.
Let me see, bro. I feel like Quavo or something right now with these.
You feel nice though, eh? You feel like you're all.
I don't know if I pull these off,
bro. But do you feel like an alter ego coming through?
Yeah, well, I don't really feel like me anymore.
You feel like you'll swagger into a room and own it though, eh?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
good, bro. I feel good. I feel
sunglasses gives you superpowers.
Fuck
bro.
it, let's keep them on for this.
Keep them on, bro. So then, my boy Kami was like, "Well, fuck it, start with sunglasses. You're already like kind of known. I had like maybe a few thousand followers or something. You're kind of known for sunglasses. Start that." So I'm like, cool. So I started like subconsciously promoting sunglasses before I started my own brand. I'd buy a bunch of ASOS for like £2. Oh, sunglasses. Start building that name up, being the sunglasses guy. And then I phoned up Business Gateway, found out that they give you 500 quid just because. Cush to it. I'm starting a business. Give me 500 quid.
I'll take that shit. I'll take that.
I started the brand with like 800 quid in total. Got the website done. Again, I had contacts, so I was able to get websites on the cheap and this, that, the next thing. No luck, worked hard. London gave me the contacts and experience. And then I started Ligan. So launched sunglasses, sold it. Launched sunglasses, sold it. Introduced t-shirts, sold out. Hoodies, sold out. Tracksuits, sold out. Sunglasses again, sold. Chocolate cream sunglasses came out, Sold out.
No
6
way.
times over, bro.
I didn't even know that you'd done the chocolate cream sunglasses.
Aye, bro.
Bro, I wish you brought me through a pair, man.
It was just sunglasses in a cream colour.
Yeah.
I thought, well, fuck it. If I title it chocolate cream sunglasses, it will sell.
Yeah.
And it did, mate.
Yeah,
6 times over. Bam, 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 bam.
That's crazy, man.
People were hating in the comments. I'm like, bro, I made your parents' salary combined in like a month.
Yeah.
Off of these pair of sunglasses.
Off of these ASOS sunglasses.
Like, you cannot hate on that, bro.
I know, bro. No, that is
like,
class. And it shows that entrepreneurship.
It's just marketing, bro. I would admit right now, so a lot of people, it's like, oh, CAZ, why was Milligan no registered on Company House, blah, blah, blah. It's like, because I've never started a business before. I was learning. I'd registered it as a sole trader because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yep.
Allow me to learn. Do you know what I mean? Now I've got another business. It's all registered. I can't find it on Company House because I've not registered it under the brand name.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Because I don't need nosy people like you to fucking search shit up.
Yeah. Looking at your tax and all that.
Aye. And the thing is, like, even in Company's House, like, the tax doesn't even showcase what you make.
Bro, I don't know either, to be fair. I mean, I've got a business, obviously, but like, I'm the same as you. I'm still learning about how it all operates.
It's just a learning process, man. But like, even if people want to go on and look at the tax, like, it doesn't indicate what you make.
Exactly.
Like,
who cares?
Nike makes billions.
Yep.
They pay 0% tax.
Yep.
Doesn't mean they make no money.
Aye, exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, I get you, man.
It's just a whole learning process, man. Again, I've only been in business properly for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I've just started my second legit business.
Yep, Milligan Studios.
Yep. Production company. And again, it's early days, bro.
And how's that been going?
Really fucking good.
Yeah, bro.
Really good.
Yeah,
and
no,
the good thing about this business is I don't need it to be online. It's obviously online, but I don't need it to have loads of followers. I don't need to be the face of it. I don't need to promote it. Hardly ever do.
Yep.
And that's just so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's less pressure.
Yeah, you're taking yourself, rather than being in the business all the time, you're taking yourself outside it and operating as like a CEO pretty much as well.
And again, this comes from me networking, being a good person and getting the contacts that I've got, because I started this production company, bro, and I'm going to be completely honest, within like a month, within 2 months, we had clients worth 100 million that we're producing content for.
Yeah, class.
And that doesn't come from somebody just starting a random business. That comes from having contacts and networking. But it also says a lot about me. Will someone that runs £100 million company have me work for them if I was really a dickhead?
Yeah, exactly.
They wouldn't.
Or it was shite. Of course. Yeah.
It just says a lot about me, bro. Like, people I've noticed in this journey, every single person that's either driven like me, like-minded like me, or even more successful than me, they've always gave me love.
Yeah.
Not one person's gave me shit.
Yeah.
Because they realise what I'm doing, what mission I'm on, the positivity that I spread, and that I'm just a good guy.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have people like that in your life. Obviously, I think you are who you surround yourself with. Like, if you're surrounding yourself with, I don't know, shite 24/7, then you're going to feel like that, aren't you? And your actions are going to portray that as well. And yeah, like I said at the start of the podcast, mate, you showed me even a bit of love when I was first starting. Like, it made me like motivated, and I'm like, oh, do you know what? Like, I deserve to be here, because I think it is, obviously everybody speaks about this, and again, it's not as if we're, both absolutely massive bodybuilders or anything. We're still like on the come up or whatever. But I think people need to realise that for sure. For sure, man.
Definitely.
So I've got a question, mate, that I've been dying to ask you, because I'm right into my conspiracies, bro. Why do you think dinosaurs aren't real?
Let me ask you, why do you think they're real?
Well, okay. I get what you're trying to say. I'm maybe a wee bit different to people, because I feel like I understand how not everything works, but I feel like I'm well aware that maybe people in the government or whatever lie to us about everything all the time, 24/7. So my answer to your question would be, because we've seen them in history books and whatever, fossils and all that.
I've seen dragons spit fire on movies and in books. So that's irrelevant.
So what? Because trust me, there's a lot of shit, and honestly, people are going to think I'm fried if I get into my conspiracy theories, because I can go deep on them, man. But I'd actually never heard of this one before obviously you started speaking about it. So what is it though that makes you believe that dinosaurs are real?
Because we've never seen one, bro. We've never seen one. We've never seen a photo because cameras never existed. Human beings never existed, bro.
So why lie to us about dinosaurs then?
How much money does dinosaurs bring in a year? Billions. Toys, books, movies, program, education, history. The franchise is one of the biggest franchises in the world.
Yep.
It makes billions. And all they need to say is, oh, I'm a scientist, they're real because I tested the DNA. That's all they need to say. Yeah. And everybody go, oh, they're real then. Have a mind for yourself, bro.
Yeah, that's what I want to say, all right? Because yes, I'm into my conspiracies, right? And people laugh at them and think I'm pure fried or whatever. But I would say I actually just do a bit of research into things rather than taking everything as face value. Or I've read it online, so it must be true by this company or whatever, government or whatever. So yeah, I feel like people do need to be a bit more open-minded, because it's stuff like the aliens and stuff like that, man. Like,
I know. Listen, glad you said this. So we grew up. Why is dinosaurs real? Because we've seen the bones. Cool. An alien gets found a month ago. Oh, that's a lot of shite.
Yeah.
But that's the only proof you've got for the dinosaurs. So why do you believe the dinosaurs and know this alien that got found like a month ago?
I get it.
It's the only reason you believe in dinosaurs. A scientist came out and goes, here's an alien. We tested it. It's real. And you said it's bullshit. So if dinosaurs were never a thing, right, and we never grew up knowing about dinosaurs, and they came out and goes, oh, we've just found this thing, it's called a dinosaur, you'd call bullshit on it.
Yeah.
Regardless if they tested it, because you just called bullshit on an alien.
Bro, and that alien they pulled out, man,
was a lot of pish, mate.
Man. That's been done with paper mache in the back
100%.
before they brought that out. And it came out like an actual, I don't know, the typical kind of alien like that size. I'm like, bro, I just think now, see when big stories like that drop on the news and all that,
nobody believes it.
I'm just looking at like, right, what are they trying to distract us from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When there's something big like that, like, because even the whole alien thing, a lot of people didn't even bat an eyelid. Like, I was telling my mum and all that about it, and they're like, oh, did they? And I'm like, bro, they're literally saying on the news that a fucking alien get found, you know what I mean? Why is nobody like pure freaking out? I'm bro. Just like, I don't know, man. Like, anything that comes for that now, I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I believe you, man.
I know.
I don't know if I believe you.
It's crazy, but I would love to sit down with a dinosaur person. Like, what they called? Psychical? I don't know.
Archaeologist, no?
One of them, maybe.
No, is it an archaeologist?
I don't know. But I'd love to sit down with one of them, do a YouTube video, if it like 30 minutes long or an hour long, sit down and really, I reckon I could make one of those people disbelieve dinosaurs.
How
even if they've done a whole uni course on it,
the whole life,
their whole life dedicated to study it, I could make them question dinosaurs.
Right, well, how about this, bro? We set up the pod and we'll get a debate. We'll have you on and we'll get a dinosaur expert on, and I'll let you two just go ham at each other, and we'll do it. Shaking it. Let's do this shit, bro, for sure, man, for sure. So I want to ask final question. I know it's so off topic with dinosaurs.
Bro, I could talk about it all day.
Are you big into your conspiracies as well?
Yeah.
No, okay. We should do a conspiracy podcast, because I could honestly talk for hours and hours and end. However, people would probably think that my brain's absolutely mushed. I'm pure fried, but you know what it is. Fuck it. Moving on then. I want to ask, where do you see CAZ Milligan in 5 years? What's the goals? What's
5
the plans?
years. I don't know how to answer that, because I feel like in this day and age, 5 years is so long and so much could happen. I've not even been popping for 5 years yet, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And I never knew chocolate cream was going to happen.
Yep.
So what could happen in next month?
Yep.
What could happen tomorrow?
Sure. For sure.
I don't know. So I don't know how to answer that. But I'm not putting too much pressure on myself to rush success, which I've spoke about before as well, because I said this in my documentary. I've got a quote, and it's, you want to make a book and a movie, not a magazine and an episode. Meaning, if I blow up and I'm fully peak success by the time I'm 30, and I write a book about it, it's going to be that thin.
Yep.
And I'll only be able to get one episode of it. But if I spread my success until I'm 80, and I have all these ups and all these downs and ups and downs, and I went through this and I started that and I failed here but I succeeded here, I'm able to write a book and I'm able to make a movie because it was so long and so inspiring. But if you blow up in the space of 3 years, nobody's going to watch that and be inspired. Nobody will. They'll be like, oh, that was cool. They'll just bring out the lucky card.
Yep.
But if you showcase your 30, 40 years worth of grind and success, then they're like, whoa, that's inspiring, that's motivating. Does that make sense? So
yeah, for sure.
I don't really look like 5 years down the line. I look, when I'm 80, I want to live the rest of my life being able to touch people in a way where I just inspire them, I get them out their bed, I get them chasing their dream, I get them doing what makes them happy. I want to eventually be in movies. I've not got any acting experience.
Bro, I'm the same, man. Like TV shows and that, I'm
I want to do it all, man.
Like, yeah, I'm the same, bro.
And people might laugh, oh, who are you? You think you're going to be a movie star? Yes.
Yeah, like I love that shit, bro.
I do.
I love that shit.
I've got no indication or nothing happening right now for it to happen, but I just have a feeling that I will be.
Yeah, I think we are quite similar. Like that feeling that you spoke about in school, you never really knew 100% what it was, but you had that kind of thing in you that you knew you were going to go on and do something good. And I've always felt like that as well. And it's not a cocky thing.
Yeah.
But it's just having that, I don't know, that incline that everything's going to work out and fall into place. Like, even shit like this, bro, it's like, it's kind of mad right now that I'm sitting here doing a podcast. Like, a year and a half ago, I wasn't even doing social media. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it shows you how quickly things can develop. Because I'm the same, man. I'd love to do acting and that. I've never done acting before in my life, but I'm just like...
I'll probably be shite,
bro,
but
yeah.
I still want to do it.
Exactly.
I'll get better eventually.
It's pushing yourself out that comfort zone as well, isn't it? I think you're never going to progress as a person if you're just stagnant 24/7. You know? Never,
man. You always need to keep pushing. Again, get out your comfort zone and get comfortable with it. As soon as you're comfortable, find another one and just keep going. Yep. Keep inspiring. Like, again, with the whole God thing, the only thing I ask for in my life is for me to use me as a tool to inspire the world. And I recognize the steps and what he's providing for me to do it. Being on this podcast, I could reach 100 people, 500 people, 1,000, 10,000. Who cares?
Hopefully higher numbers for me.
But like, even if 1 million people watch this and only one person's inspired by it, it's one more person than it was yesterday.
Job done.
Do you know what I mean? And I just want to keep going one by one, 10 by 10, 100,000, million, 10 million, billion, who knows, man? But I want to inspire the world, and that's it.
I love that shit, bro. What's the point in putting a cap on it, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
Like, before we like start wrapping up,
yeah, that's cool.
I always think so ahead, right? So I was thinking about this in the car coming here. Like, everybody, I went quiet on social media for 2 months. Oh, CAZ has fell off, CAZ has fell. Why are you so focused on the now? I've took a step back deliberately to focus on business. I could come back in 5 years' time. And then what? Oh, you fit, you used to fall off.
Yep.
Who gives a fuck? I'm back now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here to take over.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be the hot topic every day for the rest of my life. Like, if I want to take a hiatus, I can't, because I'm focused on the long term. I'm not focused in the future, that I'm not caring about, I want to be spoken about in Scotland or even the UK or globally. Elon Musk is putting life on Mars. I want to be spoken about on Mars.
Out of this world, bro.
Out of this world.
Out of this world. And I like it. I like how you don't like the question that I asked you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? But I think that's something that I've been guilty with. Like, obviously, I'm quite new to like the social media game and that, and maybe comparing myself to other people or looking at my kind of growth compared to others. And I'm like, nah, you're on like your own journey. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, it's a marathon and not a sprint, for sure, bro. CAZ Milligan, the boy. So the way that we're going to round off pretty much every podcast from now on is, it's called the Don Diaries. So I want to try and get like a kind of diary entry from my guest. CAZ, you're going to be the first one. And I asked you a question before you came into the studio to write about a time that you faced your biggest fear. And I'm about to read it out now for you, and then you can elaborate on it, all right? I face my biggest fear every day, the thought of failing, my biggest goal, haunts me. I'm obsessed with failures. Each day is a learn and grow from them, but they're aligned for me to succeed in the future. My biggest goal is my purpose. Without purpose, I'm dead. Bro, that was deep. You did say it was deep, to be fair.
And I feel like if you listen to this full podcast, it answers that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I face fear every day from failing my biggest goal. But I enjoy daily failures because I learn from them to then succeed to achieve my biggest goal. But my biggest goal, again, is to inspire the world. If I've not got that purpose that God gave me to inspire the world, then what's the point in me being here?
Yeah.
I may as well be dead.
Yeah, for sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, He's gave you a purpose, you need to carry it out.
Exactly. And I feel like you should always love daily failures because you learn from them and they're aligned for you to get that big goal. But I face the fear of that big goal never happening. And it's not because I'm not confident, because I am, but I'm still human. I'm still aware that things can happen. I'm still aware that some days I'm not 100%. And I need to be 100% to get that big goal. Because who am I to take a weekend off?
Yeah.
Who am I to deserve the opportunity to inspire the world when I take a weekend off?
Yeah, bro. You're grinding 24/7.
24/7.
24/7. You've got to, man. Or you fall back and you
exactly.
know, you run the risk of people getting ahead of you as well. I love that answer, bro. That was CAZ's answer, so now it's your chance to get involved. I want you to write in to the Don Diaries on Instagram and write about a time where you have faced your biggest fear as well. And yeah, we'll be reading them out on the podcast in the following week. CAZ Milligan, fucking top guy, bro. I really
Thanks for having me, man.
That was a good conversation,
Thank
bro.
you.
I really liked it, man. Appreciate it. Cheers, bro. Appreciate it.